See, you can see two signs of writing. Old Hindi, you can see one side. New Hindi writings. See the changes. You may not be able to understand the old Hindi writings if you just go through it. So there are changes in every language writing, the style of writing, the words used, the meaning of the word. And many new words are added to the languages. So like that, so many changes have taken place. Now let us see the change that is there. The meaning of the word Hindustan, how this has changed. That's what we are going to discuss. In the 13th century, by Minhaj-i-Siraj is used in Persian, the word Hindustan. It was used by a person named Minhaj-i-Siraj. And that was used in a Persian language, not in Indian language. Minhaj-i-Siraj was from Persia, present Iran. So naturally that language was used by him. In that language the word Hindustan has come. How he has used, what is the reason of using that word Hindustan, we are going to discuss about. And he has used that word for the areas of Punjab, Haryana and the areas between Ganga and Yamuna rivers. Not for all of India, only for those areas, Punjab, Haryana and Ganga and Yamuna areas, because that was the area ruled by Delhi Sultans. So the Delhi Sultans were using ruling that area. For that area he used the word Hindustan. He has never used the word for South India. South India was not at all included in Hindustan. That is used by Minhaj-i-Siraj. So that is the difference. You see the difference of it. When we come to other fellows, Babur is the person who has come from Afghanistan to rule India. He fought the Battle of Panipat in the year 1526, started rule in India, and he came to India in the 16th century and he used the word Hindustan in India. But he did not use the word Hindustan for the areas that were mentioned by Minhaj-i-Siraj. He has used the word only for the fauna and culture of the people, not a political area. So the Hindustan culture, the people who are living in that area. So that's the word he used for Hindustan. And when we come to another fellow named Amir Khusru, he has used the word Hind, not Hindustan, he used the word Hind. For the areas which he had control. So for the Asian areas, he has used the word Hindu. So Amir Khusru has never used the word the present day India. He used the word Hind only for the areas that is in where they were the rulers of Central Asia were ruled. So the differences we get. So every word has changes. Or the words are used in different meanings, in different context. That is what it is. You might have heard about a famous song. See, Paradesi, Paradesi. It is from a movie named Raja Hindustani, where Amir Khan and Karishma Kapoor acted. In the movie you can see they are the song Paradesi. Paradesi means a foreigner. So the foreigner should not go. That is what the song tells. So she is a foreigner. She is a foreigner means a person who has come from other country. She is a citizen of a other country. That is the meaning of the word. So she is not an Indian. That is the meaning of the Paradesi, foreigner. But in the modern world, the foreigner means a foreign country. But in the ancient time or medieval time, the word foreigner had another meaning. The word foreigner meant a person who is not known to you. The students who are listening to my class cannot be considered foreigner according to the old sense. Because I know you. I am familiar with you. But if your parents or your relatives are foreigners to me because I don't know them. In the ancient period, word foreigner had the meaning that a person unknown to me. That's only unknown. He may be in a village, next village member, but I don't know him, so he is a foreigner to me. But a fellow belonging to some other country, now you think an Australian has come to your home, you are a very good friend or your family relative is there, an Australian comes to your home. He is not a foreigner to you according to the old custom, but as per the modern custom, he is a foreigner because you don't know him. As per the present rule, he doesn't belong to the country that you are living, where you are a member. That is a foreigner. Modern period, the boundary in which you live, and he should also belong to that boundary. This is not compulsory you should know him. It is not possible for us to know all the persons of India. Thousands are there, millions are there unknown to us. So those millions unknown to us, they are still called members. They are not considered as foreigners. In ancient time or in the medieval time, anybody who is unknown to me was a foreigner. So the word meaning changes. Boundaries. So a Bangladeshi, the person who lives in the border between Bangladesh and India, for Bangladeshi, Indian is a foreigner. For Indian, Bangladeshi is a foreigner. A Pakistani who lives on the border, we talk each other. But a Pakistani is a foreigner for Indian, and Indian is a foreigner for a Pakistani. You go to China, same situation. So anybody who does not belong to the home country, we call him as a foreigner. That's a present day meaning. Ancient day, that word had the meaning you know to him, familiar with him. That was a criteria. All others who are not known, who are not familiar with you, are foreigners naturally, because you don't know them. So that's a criteria. So, criteria, foreigners and all those things.